Hey, yo, listen. I think it's time we start to have a real conversation about Angel Reese. Now, listen, everybody had something to say when she couldn't finish around the rim, when she was inefficient. Everybody had something to say when it was me bounds, me bounds, me bounds. All she do was rebound. And then everybody had something to say to whether she was overrated or not. A lot of people have been walking around, talking around, actually feeling like Angel Reese is overrated, overhyped. So I got a question for y'all tonight. What y'all got to say? What y'all got to say? Because Angel Reese, y'all got to admit it. Y'all got to admit it for real. Put the hate aside. Angel Reese been playing some damn good basketball. And I'm not talking about just no random one box score. I'm talking about signs of actual development that a lot of people been waiting on. She's scoring more efficiently, she's more playmaking at a higher level, and her defensive activity is top tier. So top tier, one would say she should be DPOY. I don't know. I'm a Aces fan, so I don't know. Listen, I'm not coming here tonight to ask y'all is Angel Reese perfect or not. That's not the question. The question is if you thought Angel Reese was overrated before, has she done enough to make you reconsider? Because if we gon' criticize players when they're not living up to the hype, we got to be grown enough and mature enough to give them their flowers when they have proven they've listened. And like the Cleveland Sirens, they've heard the call. Shout out to y'all. Welcome back to Her Core, Her Rules. Y'all know this the realest women's basketball conversation on the map. Happy Friday. Welcome back to the only place where hoops meet higher perspective, man. Y'all, I don't know about y'all. This week been mad long. So while you here, you unwind here on Friday. What is today? I don't even know what today is. Today Monday, y'all. See, that's what I'm saying. This the ghetto. I don't even know what day it is. That's what I'm talking about. Happy Monday. Y'all, man, we got some things to talk about tonight, man. Shout out to y'all. You already know what's the major topic, what's the main topic, and that's Angel Reese, man. That's your girl Angel. That's our darling Angel. Is she still overrated for the haters in the back? For all the haters around the world who kept saying, "Oh, Angel Reese is she ain't this, she ain't." I had somebody in my chat a year ago talking about, oh, you would be an Angel Reese fan. I said, how you gonna try to shame me from loving Angel Reese? You bugging? You crazy. So now when we're gonna take a look at her recent stats, her recent developments, improvements. Absolutely. Shout out to y'all, peace and freedom. You already know what time it is. And we gonna really break it down because it's a lot of people that don't really understand the excitement that we all should be wearing right now because we're bearing witness to phenomenal growth right in front of our eyes. This is the type of growth that you hope to see in the off season, but we're seeing it game after game after game. Little tweaks in her game every single game. These last 5-6 games have been unreal to watch. And her maturation, we're gonna talk about it, man. Shout out to y'all. So while y'all pulling up here, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. We on the road to 1,000 subbies. Shout out to the people already here, man. I had to bless the chat early, let you know what time we on. It's time we get to have a real conversation about Angel Reese early. Shout out to Mrs. Brenda Nay, one of my members. I'm so proud of Angel. I heard someone say after that stinker game, she didn't go to sleep. Seems like she did some self reflection and she has been on a heater ever since. The girl is finishing at the rim and just seems to be making better decisions on the court. I think she may get player of the week with she turned the thing around high key. Listen, with how she turned the thing around high key. Listen, man, Angel been cooking. Angel been cooking, man. Her and guess what? The one thing that I really love on even how Angel has been like really asserting herself in offense, the team around her is really trusting her. They trust her to take the shot. They trust her to get back down there in the repost. Oh, you ain't got it first time. Pass it back out. She calls for it again. Repost. Jordan Candidate. Get it back to her. Boom, boom, boom. Right over the Tasha bag. Get out of here. 2 points. Get it out the net. Come on, man. You gotta love that. I am impressed with Angel's get back. Come on, how y'all doing? Angel was playing a hell of a game. Shout out to you, Cheryl. Shout out to you, Peace and Freedom. Again, Peace and Freedom, everybody pulling up tonight. Chicago Cheetah. Shout out to you. Cheryl, nah. She is not overrated. Hello. Jeremy, peace and freedom to you. What up, what up, what up? Angel have been in the gym working out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about um uh, uh what people been saying, and then we're gonna debunk it with just fact, right? That's how you have a proper argument. You just hit them with fact, right? And we're gonna talk about the fact tonight again. Before you get wild by the conversation, you in the chat and you go ahead and hit that like and hit that subscribe, man. We on the road to 1,000 subbies. What up? What up? What up? People coming in. The truth teller. Shout out to my peoples. Peace and freedom to you. All right, listen. Obviously, the question of the night is, has she done enough to change your mind? If the people thought she was overrated, and we're gonna talk about what the people have been saying since she came into the league, right? Practically since she been in college, practically her whole career for real, for real. Well, really since LSU and to the pros. We're gonna talk about what the people been saying, but the question is, just so y'all know, has she done enough to change your mind? Make sure you hit that poll in the bottom and hit that poll in the chat. Hit that poll in the chat. Okay. Right now is 80% is saying, yep, she has done enough to change your mind. If that ain't what the vibe is, let me know in the chat. How you feeling? What you doing? They're not going to put Angel Box. PB5's demise has been greatly exaggerated. Oh Lord. I wouldn't call it demise. Is that what the people saying? Oh gosh. The people are drama queens. They drama queens. True teller. Joe Mama, what's up? Peace and freedom to you. Angel been top 10 this year, absolutely. Cheryl, yes, absolutely. Angel been top 10 this year for sure. For sure. All around top 10 for sure. Absolutely. Top 5 defensively. Top 10 all around. And top 10, it ain't even 7, 8, 9. I think it's like 6. Like 6. If we're really talking about it. But let's talk about why the people thought she was overrated. This is what the critics have questioned over her career: her finishing ability around the basket, her offensive inefficiencies, right? Because why? She has trouble finishing around the basket. Her limited scoring range throughout her career until just this season, we really starting to see them respect her 3-point range. But before, yeah, whatever. If she ain't in the paint, nah, that's not a good shot attempt. Rather, rebounding inflated perceptions of her overall impact. Again, a lot of naysayers always talked about rebounding. Oh, well, we think that she is, playing, the pump the stats game with her me bounds. Okay, whatever, bet. Boom. They also question whether or not she could become a offensive threat for real, for real. Will she solely be known as the chick who was just dominant on the boards? Will she solely be known as the person who's a great defender and so happen to be a great rebounder? Will she ever get the respect on the offensive end that make her a valid two-way threat? Okay. So those are the questions surrounding the name and the brand of Angel Reese on the basketball court. My question to y'all tonight: has she checked those boxes though? At least in this recent stint. Has she checked those boxes? If y'all don't know what them recent stints look like that I'm talking about, the stats, I love, I'm not the girl that's always going to talk stats when my eye test is telling me something different. This case that we're going to make tonight, right, is it confirms the eye test. On paper, she looks just as dominant as she looks on film. So that's why we're talking about stats tonight. This is just to support our initial argument because we've watched the games and we've seen in the games that damn, she was really cooking this game. Oh wow, perfect from the field. Oh wow, 31 career high. Oh wow, cooking. And then when you really break the stats down, you like, oh, she been stacking these games. Okay, all right, let's talk about it. Bet, let's go. Something has changed. It's like the Spider-Man story. She got bit by a spider, and all of a sudden she webbing us and climbing walls and scaling the city and swinging between. This is what Angel Reese has been doing these last few games. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, season averages are pretty darn impressive if you ask me, right? Who am I? I ain't nobody, but what I am saying is good basketball is good basketball. Put your hateration aside. Pour it out. Just pour it down the drain. And then follow that with some Drano. Just purge your spirit of hateration. Because let's talk numbers. 16 points a game, 12 rebounds, 2 assists. Let's round that up on GP. That's 3 assists a game, almost 2 steals a game, almost 2 steals a game. Is this a guard we talking about? No, this is a big, almost 2 steals a game. That's quite impressive. Let's talk about some stats. Let's break these games down though. Because against Phoenix, she was able to score efficiently at a high level. We saw it. She was getting whatever she wanted in the paint. And even when Phoenix applied enough pressure and had enough defense for the first attack, she still reposted. She still was like, nah, give it back to me. Run it back. Trust me, run it back. And when they did, she capitalized. When they missed shots and she got those rebounds, she put them back up and she finished. Ain't that what we talking about? Ain't that what the people been saying? So shout out to Angel first and foremost for not only addressing the biggest complaint to fans and haters alike is scoring in the paint. You have to be able to do that at a high level if you're going to play this power forward center position. That's just is what it is, right? And that's for all power forwards and centers. If you're going to spend your time in the paint and calling for the ball and wanting to really be in the offense, you're not Kia Stokes. Kia Stokes is out there somewhere. She not posting up because she want to. She posting up because she's supposed to. So, in Angel's case, no, she called for it. She wanted. So if you want it, go. You got to go get it now. Shout out to her. 31 points, 14 boards, 4 steals. Look at the efficiency. 14 for 21 from the field goal line. And look, she ain't just scoring on just no any old bodies down there. This DeWanda Bonner, this Alyssa Thomas, this Natasha Mack. These ain't just no bum Slim Jims. These people really could play defense for real a little bit. Right? Alyssa Thomas, yeah. Natasha Mack, yeah. Angel Reese didn't care. Not one bit. Excuse me. Shoulder, body, move. Power dribble. What I've been saying. Once these WNBA players, new school, because this old school technique, once these new school WNBA players understand that you got to be fundamentally sound in the OG tactics, the power dribbles, the drop steps, the jump steps. We've been saying it and we've been seeing it. So shout out to Angel Reese, man. Incredible. Against Los Angeles, she highlighted efficiency and playmaking. Right? Completely perfect from the game. 9 for 9 for the field. Come on now. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals. Again, the game after that, 4 steals. Is that a trend? That's just what it is. What it is. Aggressive. I see it. I want it. That's just her mindset. It's out there. I'm going to get it. That's out there hungry. A battery always fully charged up, always ready to make the next play. That's what you love to see in a leader. And guess what? She's still mad young though, y'all. Get the boy, if you don't, boy. And then against Vegas, my Vegas. see Asia light up. Not deer in headlights. No, I want the smoke light up. What she do to us? 21 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. We had no answer for her. She was all over the place. Come on now. Yeah, I mean, what are we talking about? We don't have to put it in subtitles. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. All we got to do is call a spade a spade. Just put it on when you really see it and put it on paper, change the colors so that the other things can pop out. When it pop out on you, you'll be like, oh, yeah, no, she been balling. Yeah, no. Hey. Yes, Angel was showing out. If she continues this trajectory and the rest of the squad do what they need to do as a team, they're going to make some major noise in the playoffs. Now, this is why Angel Reese changed the conversation. Is because before we was just talking about Atlanta. Boy, they looking like a one and done again. They looking like a 1 seed bust again. They better get it together. They better get because they gotta show me something. This is why Angel Reese has changed the conversation because her play has elevated and evolved, right? You have to assume in this case that this momentum should carry on to the postseason, even if there is a slight dip at the end of the season. You would think that because it's so recent in her membrane, right, in her cells, in her neural paths, that come postseason is locked and loaded. Let's go. Already know what time we on. Already know what I need to do to get to the next level because I was just on the next level. It's gonna be bad news bears, y'all. Because again, what I saw from Ryan Howard, even with the increase in Angel Reese's efficiency these last few games, what I'm seeing in Ryan Howard is what she's taking smarter shots also now. Right? She's not taking a lot of rush shots. Before I'm like, yo, why are you taking that shot? That's kind of silly. That's not calculated. That don't make sense. Now it's, oh, you giving me the space bet. Let me go ahead and remind you that you can't give me no space. I'm Ryan Howard. What are you doing? On top of that, she's still getting her mid-range off. Right? So efficient buckets, not forced attempts, not selfish shero ball. Loving what I see from Ryan Howard. Loving what I'm seeing from Alicia Gray. Loving what I'm seeing, right? Nas Hillman is getting in where she fit in. Making sure that when she get to swing 3, she nailing that. She drilling that in. That's what she's supposed to do. I don't need you to take 8 shots a game. I just need you to make the 4 that we give you. Nail them. No excuses. We're going into the playoffs now. We're going to need contribution from everybody who steps on the court because you earn your minutes here. You're not just here because you cute. Don't nobody care. If you stepping on this court in the playoffs, it's because you've earned it and it's because you're going to produce something. And everybody who's involved in the playoffs, I don't care if you play 2 minutes, you better produce. That's what you're expected to do. That's my mentality. It just is what it is. No excuses. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from Angel because she stopped making excuses. And it's not that she was making verbal excuses. It's just that when you listen to post games and when you hear them talk, and they're always apologetic as far as, we know what we got to do. We gonna tighten up. We just gotta, this, that, and the third. And they'll tell you the lay down, the outline of the things that they need to change and the improvements they need to make. That's cute. But when you don't make those improvements that you said you need to implement, I feel like you just blowing smoke. Well, that's changed. And I love that. Show and prove. This ain't about the talk. It's playoff time now. We at the last little bit of things. Let me pull up the standings. Hold on. We at the last little bit of things. Standings. Right? Shout out to Atlanta clinching a playoff berth. Shout out to them. Right now they stand at 24-13. This team has won 65% of their games. They're almost even about their threat on the home court or away. Like they are right about 12-6 either way. So I think they're comfortable. Home court advantage is going to matter, because Atlanta has a smaller home court. However, I think Atlanta fans are everywhere, and even if they don't have home court advantage, you'll be surprised how many Atlanta fans pop up, right? But anyway, that's beside the point. Atlanta will be comfortable on the road or at home. I feel like they'd be good either way. Long story short, they're on a 3-game win streak. They are 7-3 in their last 10, and a lot of that is quite frankly due to Angel. Let's get to her stats. Let's get to her stats. Just so, because now we talked about the last 3 games, right? Come on now. See what I'm saying? Right. All right. So let's look at this 5-game window real quick. Right. We talked about the last 3 games. Shout out to that. But in the loss, okay, she had 15 points, 14 boards, 6 assists. 4 turnovers. We don't like that, right? We don't even like the 5 turnovers, even though she had a 20-10 night. I don't really care what you produce. I don't like 5 turnovers, period. But again, when you are a ball handler and a creator, especially being young, you kind of like right in 3. And then Angel is known she's gonna get called for a moving screen or offensive foul. So I mean, it just makes sense. 5 is not alarming per se, especially when you still contribute, 8 assists. It's pretty impactful. Um, Cheryl, shout out to you. I was preaching. I was on my soapbox for a minute. Shout out to you. What up, Miss D? Peace and freedom to you. What up, what up, what up? Steven, shout out to you. Peace and freedom. Happy Monday, y'all. Early in the chat. When the live first kicked off, I'm talking about happy Friday. Happy Friday. They like, what the hell? What's wrong with Naj? I'm trying to tell you, it's been a day. I don't even know what day is. They didn't knock me into Friday. You hear me? So let's look at the rest of these games, right? In the loss to Indiana, which was a pretty good game. That was a really good game. She had 15 points, 14 boards, right? She didn't shoot well at all that game. 4 turnovers, we don't like that. 6 assists. And the win against Connecticut, everybody seems to beat Connecticut, so you don't even have to be great. But usually, if you have a pretty decent team, you're going to beat Connecticut. So, shout out to Connecticut and all that. But it is what it is. They got blew out, and Angel didn't even have to do a lot offensively. 8 points. Okay, didn't shoot that well. Whatever. 15 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 blocks. Like just a defensive showcase. Again, Angel Reese, folks. That's pretty. Is three steals and 3 blocks in a game is not something that should be looked over, but it's kind of normal now at this point. Then we had this Toronto game again, another 20-14, 7-16, 14-10, 23-16. These are some crazy numbers, y'all. 21-13, 22-12. Stop playing with me. 23-12, 23-13, 18-11, 17-13, 13-13. I mean, this is just through July and August. We just in 2 months. 2 months. Right? And the numbers, y'all see the numbers? Let me zoom in because I'm not going to say all these scores again. I mean, on these other teams, but I'm just going to zoom in and scroll down. You look at these points and rebounds, right? And you look at the numbers over here on the side. This has been all season, y'all. This has been all season. We go all the way back to May now. Season starts May 9th. All season long. And this is what type of time she's been on. She's been cooking. And it's time to admit it. Like real basketball fans, especially those that are unbiased, we know when somebody just been dominating all season. Whether ESPN want to give them any love, whether the people want to put them in the DPOY conversation or not, MVP conversation, like whether we know. And now it's time for just say it loud, say it proud. Angel Reese is cooking. Shout out to Tessa Love, man. One of my longtime day one members here on Beyond the Lens TV. Her core, her rule supporter, man. Shout out to you. Do what she said, man. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. Get into the live chat. And if you're watching on the replay, man, leave a comment, man. Appreciate y'all. We on the road to 1,000 subs. Join the family. We hit this reunion every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Whether I know what day it is or not, I know what day I'm supposed to show up. Okay? Right? We team no call off unless we kind of need to. You feel me? You feel me? Shout out to y'all. Definitely W second team. All W second team. When you really break it down, especially these last few games, I think she make the case now for first team. I think I mean, I think she might make the case for first team now, y'all. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the chat. Do y'all think Angel Reese has made the case for first team all WNBA? Right? It's only 5. It's only a high 5, right? Y'all remember them $5 pizzas at the hood pizza spot called Giorgio's? Did y'all have Giorgio's growing up? We had a little hood pizza spot called Giorgio's, and they was known for the $5 pizzas, kind of like Little Caesars, right? Giorgio's wasn't good though, but when it was hot, it was busting with some hot sauce and some ranch. Don't think you sexy and get some buffalo sauce. You really barbecue sauce, boy. You really cooking with grease. Well, it's only a hot 5 ones on the all WNBA first team or second team. What side of the aisle? I think she made first team. I don't know. I think she might have did enough. If she in DPO conversation, as she should be, even if she's not technically, she should be. If she should be in the MVP conversation at this point, because without her on this Atlanta team, they will be butt. But they will be butt. She is the engine to this team. She drives this team. So come on, it's time. It's time. I feel like I'm about to be what's that fool name? Kirk Franklin. Come on, God's people. Do you hear me? I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, she's in the running for first team. Absolutely. Shout out to Miss D. I believe that. They all should give Angel her flowers in the WNBA. Shout out to Cheryl. I believe that too. Give her flowers. Give her flowers. If you've been loud, if you've been proud about all the things she needs to do to improve, this is the time for you to get right back on that soapbox and say, y'all hear me now. She did the things I said I've been asking for. The things that I've been crying and whining and running up the likes and views on my channel, because all I do is bash Angel. All of y'all to the front. Just come on to the front. Right now, just come on to the front, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe when you do. Right? You welcomed here. As long as you get in this chat and understand, hey, I must admit, y'all, I just did the same thing about Caitlin. Well, on what day it was? Friday. I said, I must admit, she's been playing much better basketball. I must admit. I ain't never too big, nor should y'all be. Never too big to say, hey, the girl been, look, yeah, Caitlin still flop here and there, whatever. Let me tell you something. What I'm seeing elsewhere, the 3 is knocking down. She knocking those down. She getting to the paint. Right? She getting to her mid-range. She's still dropping down. She trying to play defense. Angel, what is Angel doing? Everything. Rebounding, high level. Offensive boards, high level. Switching out on the defense. Guarding the guards, high level. Dominating the paint. Deterring the pass, high level. Picking the pocket. Deflections, high level. Tipping the rebound, high level. Everything. Oh, now what she's doing? Oh, now when she get that offensive board, she's taking it back up and she's making it. Oh, on the fast break, usually when you like, oh God, what is about to happen? Angel Reese on the fast break. Oh God. What is she doing now? Controlling the rock, dribbling the ball with confidence in the fast break as a big, taking the contact and one in the paint. What is she doing late in the game? Handling the rock, getting it over the half court line so the team doesn't get an 8-second backcourt, confidently dribbling the ball. What? Is this the Angel Reese everybody was saying, oh, she ain't no point forward? Well, now is the time you must admit she's a point forward, y'all. She is. It is. She point forward, center, whatever you want to call her. She's whatever you need her to be when you need her to be it. That's greatness. That's LeBron James. I play all positions. I'll become who I need to become because that's what my team demands of me. That's when you trust your teammates because they're saying to you, hey, Angel, we need this out of you. And she's saying, bet. Hold that thought. I got you. That's what you want out of your teammate. On top of that, we're seeing the same from others. Alicia, this is what we need from you. Bet. Listen, hold my beer. I got you. You're gonna be able to depend on me every game, or at least the majority of the games, to be an offensive threat. To be somebody that a team always got to put 1.5 people on. Alicia Gray doing what she needs to do. Ryan Howard, sometime me, but when she's locked in, boy. Defensively, when she's turned up, over with, locked down, anybody. Everybody's clicking. Everybody's been clicking right now. But why is that? In my opinion, humbly, is because Angel Reese is clicking. It's because the engine is clicking. And when she's on, it just seems like the team just functions better. That shows you who your true leader is. You might have a face of leadership, but your true leader is the person that empowers everybody. MVP, DPOY, everything. If they already have 5 people for MVP, they will be first team. That's normally how it works. Okay. DJ Rod, shout out to you. Peace and freedom. Those numbers are crazy. Incredible. I know that Angel be on the Flowers web. Shout out to her. I still ain't sold on Angel, but she is putting up good individual numbers. Okay, now that's honest. That's the honesty that I appreciate. Listen, she ain't did enough for me personally, but I can't hate on the numbers. I must admit. Listen, I must admit, it is what it is. Those numbers can't lie, won't lie. The numbers look good, but you need more people. I get it. Shout out Small but Mighty Podcast. Peace and freedom to you. I get it. She's a walking double-double. Absolutely. Absolutely. All WNBA first team and what, Ms. D? Defense or offense? Both. Kelsey is the most dangerous player. CC is the most important. Michaela Timpson is the heart. They can trade Boston. We don't need a point center. Interesting. Kelsey is the most dangerous player. And I think you might be right with Caitlin being the most important. I mean, because when she plays poorly, it can really tank the team, and it just puts more work for Kelsey. But when she plays well, it means that Kelsey can dominate, in her own respect. And now you just have a double, a 2-headed snake. So, I guess to your point, I do agree. I agree with all WNBA defensive team first, but not offensive. She's not better than Howard or Gray. Yeah, I don't think offensive. Oh, well, is it offensive or is it just all WNBA and then all WNBA defensive? And I think all WNBA in general, it encompasses all aspects of the game. If I'm wrong, let me know. My first team is Paige, Asia, Liv, Kelsey, Caitlin. Caitlin averaging 21 and 8. Like, now she also averaging 5, roughly 5 turnovers a game too, but 21 and 8 is pretty darn impressive. Who do you think is the most inconsistent player in the WNBA? Oh wow, I don't even know if I can answer that. I mean, probably Enrique. But I don't know if I can answer that. I'm just throwing out a name, first thing that come to my mind. I agree with you 100% with that statement. Appreciate you. Enrique. See, yeah. See, I guess we both on the same page, True Teller. Playing better than Howard, maybe not Gray. AB saved Caitlin's ASS many times for the past 2.5 years. Paige, the fastest player in history to 1,400 points and 400 assists. Yeah. Paige been cooking this year. Paige, I mean, it's been, every time you open your app, one of these apps, it's always a record, somebody's record being broken. It's been a whole lot of records broken and records set this year. It's been a very entertaining year for women's sports, and it's only going to continue to improve because the talent level is getting better and better. Kelsey is the engine fever team need. I trust Angel to take over to win a championship with Atlanta. I think so too. I think Angel becoming the best version of her is going to be the catalyst and them winning the championship. I think it's all about Angel. I think she's in the perfect place with the perfect set of young ladies with seemingly the right coach right now that's able to push the buttons, and then she can continue to improve off season, just get more confidence and just build more confidence in her body, and that way she can trust herself in live game action. I think that the next 2 to 3 years are so important, and I see Atlanta winning in the next 2 to 3 years for sure. I'm sorry, but Kelsey is the fever best and most important player. If she scores less than 20 points, that team may win it. Most games, they need her to score 25, 30 just to squeak past with a win. That's true. That's true. And I think that's why she been cooking like that. She understand the assignment too. But also, like, this is should be expected considering how well Kelsey played last season, especially at this time of the year, right? Like those last 15 games and then going into the playoffs, she played her way into being in the MVP discussion. So I think Kelsey being who she is this season is not a surprise at all. I think what most people should have expected if they really been paying attention to basketball, most people should have expected Caitlin and Kelsey being a dynamic 1-2 punch or duo and probably top 3 duos in the league. I made a video about this eons ago. This is what we expected them to be the second year in, Caitlin's second year in, but injuries got in the way. Now we're here. So this makes sense to me. The trajectory that Kelsey is on and the improvement in Caitlin's individual play, this makes sense to me. Now, as a team, they just suck defensively. Everybody has their holes, even one of the best defenders on their team in the league of Boston. So once they could consistently play defense, we don't expect Caitlin and Kelsey to be phenomenal defensively. No, but we expect effort. And well, I'm not an Indiana fan, so I don't expect nothing. However, if you watch Indiana, you just want them to just play with effort defensively. And they do that, then that's always going to keep you in the game. Now you got to be efficient. So scoring for them is not a problem. Let's see how you score when the games slow down and physicality picks up. Are you still going to average 96 points? Probably not. Well, what happens? Well, we're going to get more in this half court. So now what happens? You really got to be efficient now. And you got to be able to take the contact. So again, like we see all the time, if Caitlin get in foul trouble, that team sometimes can, buckle a little bit. But then there are other times if when she gets into foul trouble, then you have elevated play from others on the team because they're kind of used to not playing with her. So a lot of people gonna have a lot to prove. Is long story short. Let's go. Um, Paige is 80 points away from being the first in points for a player's first 2 seasons. 6 games left. Well, she should definitely hit 80 points in 6 games. Good luck to Paige. Hopefully she hits that. Angel is not even in the top 8 in scoring, but she has improved in her passing out of dribble teams, and her field goal percentage has improved as well. Shout out to Aaron. Absolutely. Peace and freedom to you. I have faith in Angel. So do I. Angel is happy and she's not in Chicago. That's good enough for me. Exactly. Shout out to Roger. That's what we all been wanting, right? I made a whole campaign last year about why she deserves to be traded, why it's time for her to just go on ahead and just tell the people and let the people know she won't out of there. Stop trying to save face and keep it cute. Keep it cute. It's for the people that don't necessarily dislike mistreatment. Don't necessarily, right? You might dislike it, but if you keep it cute and continue to take it, then I don't know how to trust that. So the moment she said what it was and said what it is in Chicago, she made it plain that she was ready to go. And that's the time that I took to take my own liberties to say, yeah, get her out of there. Save Angel, free Angel. The reason why Cece is the most important because she is not only a big time scorer, but she makes everybody else a better scorer around her. She does. Naj, in your opinion, what does a bad game from Angel look like moving forward? Give me points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. Shout out to Passing Through Sports Talk. Peace and freedom to you. That's a great question. A bad game from Angel looks like probably like 10 points, 10, 12 points, maybe even less, somewhere between 8 to 11, I would say. 8 to 11 points, 9 or less rebounds. I would say 8 or less rebounds. I'm gonna give her grace on one more rebound. 8 or less rebounds, 1 assist, no blocks, 1 steal maybe. Shooting 75% less from the free throw line and 30%, no, 40% or less from the field. She got to shoot badly. Shoot badly is key. Shoot badly, and as a big, 40% or less from that's poor, unacceptable. You're big. Most of your shots are in the paint. So unless you are shooting threes heavy, nah. And if you shooting threes heavy and then missing them, and you still shooting threes heavy and you a big, sit down. I don't like that either. Pop you on the hand. That doesn't make sense. Kelsey can't do that. Paige had 32 points in the third quarter yesterday. The most in 3 quarters since the W started using quarter. That's an incredible stat right there. Paige McCookin. Do we think the Dream are going to stay in the 4th spot or will they slip? Aces have been the easiest remaining schedule. They have the easiest remaining schedule. Let's go back to the standings. One time. One time for your mind. Let me zoom in on this. Shout out to the Mystics for clinching as well. Shout out to the Mystics for clinching as well. Let's go here. Bet. All right, so Atlanta's in the 4th spot right now, right? One game edge or one game behind Vegas. And like y'all are saying, Vegas has the easiest remaining schedule. So let's take a look at Atlanta's schedule. How about that? And then we should be able to see. Let me zoom out. What is happening? Oh, okay. So tonight they have LA. And again, LA plays well all the way up into the 4th quarter. So there's that. Tonight we have LA, Portland, Minnesota. Can't wait to see that on Sunday at 3 o'clock. Then we have Connecticut, Chicago, and in the season, which is not fair, in the season with 2 back-to-back games against New York, both on a road. That's a horrible way to end the season. That being said, you got a couple challenges in there. You definitely got Chicago, New York, New York. That's 3 games, and you got Minnesota. That's 4 games. And even though LA, is not in contention or anything like that, I think that this LA game can still be a game that they slip up and lose if they are not focused. So the so the schedule might look, fair or decent, but you got about 4, maybe 5 games in here that you need to watch. And those, especially these last 3, you definitely don't want to lose against Chicago, and then you at worst you want to split. You know what I mean? At worst, it would be a death sentence to lose the last two games of your season and to a team like New York, right? A team like New York, what does New York represent? Well, New York represents the sixth seed. So depending on you how you handle these two games, you can easily be a lot of motion can happen if you lose two games to a team that might, be two seeds below you. That's not a fire you can play with. Paige still had that big game yesterday, but nobody talked about it because everybody that happened during the fever everything that happened during the fever game between the two guards scoring ridiculous amounts, and then the Cloud thing. Oh yeah, the Cloud thing at the game. Yeah, Cloud was a little turned up. She also went 6 for 6 from the 3-point line yesterday. Yeah, Paige been cooking. Without shout out to B Bickham, Piece of Freedom. Without Kelsey Mitchell, Indiana Fever will not be in the playoffs. Absolutely. I think we all can agree on that one. Where is Dewana Bonner going? Which team? Aces, Atlanta, Liberty, etc. Well, I would love to have her at the Aces for sure. I think the conversation everybody been talking about has been Atlanta, and I don't think she going to Liberty. Yeah, I don't think she's going to the Liberty, but we would love to have her with the Aces. She'd be plug and play. It will make a whole lot of sense. Uh, we need to do something, but especially with Alyssa Smith going down, we gonna need some reinforcements. Oh man, Paige Lim CC gonna go down as the best top three guards in the league has ever had at the same time. Yeah, Paige, Liv, and Caitlin existing in the same era is really a treasure for basketball fans. And this is like the WNBA is so young that every era is historic. Like every era has its thing. And this is the era of the point guard. So, and it's only going to continue to, we got Hannah Hidalgo coming up, right? We got a whole lot of point guards and just scores that's coming up in this game that's going to be in the WNBA here very soon. And when that happens, ay ay ay, ay ay ay, you know. Chicago forced Angel out, absolutely. This tell me you know nothing about the Indiana Fever. Kelsey Mitchell was on the Indiana Fever for years before Caitlin Clark. When it never made the playoffs, they were never even a 500 team. No, they weren't, but they also had bad teams. It wasn't just Kelsey on that team. Nalissa Smith was on that team. Aaliyah Boston, was a late arrival to that team, and that team wasn't good for many years. Um, so yes, they had to stack three number one picks, and I guess four if you count Nalissa. I think Nalissa was at least top five. You know, to help build that team. Even with them parting ways with Alyssa, just it is what it is. So nonetheless, that team has improved, and the players that need to show up have proven to show up. Now, will they do it in the playoffs? We've seen Kelsey do it. Now we got to see if Caitlin can do it. If Caitlin can do it, and Kelsey come back and do the same thing like she did last year, or like she been already doing this season, they a problem. They a problem in the playoffs. They a problem. What seed are they? They're the fifth seed. So that means Atlanta and Indiana. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Clinch my pros. I meant to say DeWanna Bonner. I know the Aces is not going to play all the starters for all the remainers regular seasons of the season or regular games of the season. I guess we'll see. I don't know. Becky being a little like frustrated, and rightfully so, because the Ace has been playing like poo butt, and they just playing so inconsistent. So yeah, but I doubt those last two games. They're probably last game. They probably won't play at all. The game before that, they probably would play a quarter, maybe a half. If the regular season means anything in the Atlanta Dream would be the Fever in the playoffs. They would beat the Fever in the playoffs. Hopefully. Hopefully, we can only see. I mean, may the best team win, and whoever obviously plays the best game all the way around. It's not about just you being the best offensive team but giving up everything on the defensive end. It's not about you playing amazing defense but can't buy a bucket. No, whatever team that play the best all around game, these teams are very familiar with one another. So they're gonna have to be able to use option 2, 3, 4, 5. Option 1 and 2 might be tight or might be wiped away. So you got to be comfortable when looking down the bench and comfortable with depending on your others, like the Nas Hillmans, like the Michaela Timpsons. So, you know, some will be out to rest up. Yeah. Paige has also been listed as the best shooter in the WNBA, 93.4 KM at 92. Yeah. I mean, Paige cooking. I can see DB going to Vegas. I hope to goodness she do. She might go to Atlanta. That's what they saying. People say DB will go to the Dream, mostly, but Aces might be in play. But I don't like DB on any team. Because D said I don't like Dewana Bonner. Period. I could just see you now. I don't like her on no team. Listen, I mean, Dewana Bonner has her pros and cons. Absolutely, like there are moments where I'm like, why is she still here, dog? But then, there are moments where she make a big play, right? She get a big rebound, she get a big tip in. She's able to drill the shot at the buzzer beater or right before the half, right? She can take the switch. She might not be as big, but she plays long and she plays her position well. So, you know, but I also get not liking the one about her. I really do. I really do. The Fever weren't good before Kaylin. Kaylin was the final piece to push them forward. Kaylin needs Kelsey Mitchell and AB just like they need her. Yes, I mean it's a perfect package deal. You feel me? That's what you love about what you're seeing is because they all work off one another. That team is not successful without either part. So I think AB is just as important as Kelsey is. Kelsey is just as important as Caitlin. And as a trio, I think they work well together. I think that Caitlin and AB has their rapport, and Caitlin and Kelsey has their rapport, and now Kelsey and AB has their rapport from last year that they built without Caitlin. I think now they're finally starting to put the pieces together, and so it's good to watch. Shout out to them, I guess. The amount of top tier guards coming into the league in the next 5 years is insane. It's really ridiculous. And that's just the guards that we know about in college. We don't know about a lot of these, international players that's in the draft. And now we got Ostia, right? We got a bunch of guards that's from wherever. Okay. Shout out to them in their home countries. Okay. But we don't be knowing nothing about them till they get here and we be like, oh my goodness. Oh, she's a baller. Oh. You know the face you make when somebody just did you. Oh. Johannes, right? Just ballers. And you like, oh. Right. It would be hilarious if DB goes back to Indiana. They would not have her back in Indiana. Sophie would not have her back. That's not happening. But it would be hilarious though, to your point. Hardy Har will be hilarious. It will also be this is a setup. Somebody call 911. No, I think she's a Hall of Famer, but she's not playing good enough this year. Who you talking about, Miss D? Who ain't playing good enough for you? Now let me ask y'all a question while Miss D answer mine. Was Angel Reese actually overrated or was she overexposed? Okay, you talking about DB. She ain't a Hall of Famer, but you think she's a Hall of Famer, but she's not playing good enough this year. Yeah, she's definitely a Hall of Famer. DeWanna Bonner. What, 20 years in, 18 years in, however long it is. Yeah, she gonna be a Hall of Famer. She gotta win some, I think. But I think she'll still make it regardless. So do y'all think Angel Reese was overrated or overexposed? And here's what I mean. Overexposed, meaning that she was stretched too thin at her prior home. right? When she was in Chicago, right? What happened was she was called to do too many things, and it was too premature. And she didn't have the confidence and the trust of her teammates that A, she can get it done, and then B, that she had help when she needed it. She never really had efficient help. So even if I am doing everything, I'm eventually going to be overexposed and overstretched. I think that was what clouded a lot of people's judgment of her. It's not that she's not a great player. It's not that she's underwhelming. It's that she's being overused. She needs proper rest. She needs a package deal. You know how we talking about what Caitlyn had on on her coming in party, right? She had AB and Kelsey on the entry. What did Angel have? Okay, so let's talk about it. Your aces need DB right now. Her shot not falling like it used to be. She still rebounds and competes defensively at a high level. I mean, we half our. I mean, everybody on our bench. Most of the people shots are not falling. Jewel Lloyd's shot don't seem to fall until the playoffs. She'll go brick city all season long, but until the playoffs, she get in the playoffs and she know what to do. Right. So yeah, I would love Dewana Bonner on my team right now. It will be a fresh face and another long threat off that bench. We got a lot of guards coming off that bench, a lot of vertically challenged young ladies coming off that bench. We need somebody with some length, right? That can kind of do the same things. That can be a spark, had a speed, right? But play with the tenacity that we want and require from this Aces bench. I think Angel has been underrated, not overrated. I think she's been underrated. Well, I guess it depends on what information you are, entertaining when it comes to these social media spaces, especially areas that talk about women's basketball. You know, I guess if you were at a honest podcast, maybe she would be underrated, but I think most people had her being overrated, and not her fans. We just talking about most people who tend to dislike Angel for all the reasons that we notated earlier. I think a lot of people had her as overrated because of the flaws in her game. Well, now, we can go and look back and really ask the question, were they really flaws, or was she just being weighed down in so many different departments because of what she was being asked to do that she couldn't be and tap into her greatness? Now she's able to do that. Now she's able to spread her wings and fly, right? So I think it's kind of like two different conversations going on, for real, for real. So I guess to one extent, yeah, she could have been underrated, but I think the masses are saying like, nah, she was probably more so leaning towards the overrated side, and I'm just giving you a reason why one would think she was overrated. It was because she was overexposed. That's the when you flip the coin to get the meaning behind it. That's the meaning. That's the reason. No, she was not overrated. Her team in Chicago was below average, and the management sabotaged her. Absolutely. Cheryl said I think she was underrated. Um, yeah. So again, I can see to a certain, when you to a certain perspective, POV, that one can say underrated. I can see that. But yeah, I would probably lean to overrated, but slash overexposed. And also to Miss D's point, Chicago didn't do right by her. I think proof is in the pudding that when you give her quality players, like real quality players, like Rebecca Allen don't look that great over there in New York either. Yeah, she hit a couple shots the other night against Indiana, but she's been mad injured all season. And then when she been out there, she ain't been looking like nothing. And that's what they had. And they still got Rachel Bannum, and they still got Erica, like they really ain't had much. They still got Camilla. It's really the same team. You got some other people, scattered through there. But they just as bad as we thought they were gonna be this year. I didn't think they were gonna be good. I just thought that they would make losing look better. By the way, if y'all didn't know, we do have a super chat goal going on tonight. 10 super chats that we're gonna pull back up on Sunday for the Sunday kickback. I don't do the Sunday kickbacks often, but I think we might be due for one. But we only gonna do one though. If we hit that 10 super chat goal. And y'all know how the kickbacks go. We just y'all bring y'all hottest takes, y'all bring y'all snacks, y'all bring y'all whatever, and we gonna pull up. We gonna live stream some games, talk about some predictions, talk about the close of the season, and just get some thoughts off our mind when it comes to women's basketball. Even if we want to talk about college aspect of it, because we in August now, so we about to start talking about college basketball here shortly. You feel me? I like Justin Paso. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Hopefully I ain't butchering her name, child. But she hasn't had enough reps to be trusted to produce in the playoffs. And that be the thing. I don't understand why these coaches don't utilize these weapons, just so you know what you have. Right? You got to know what you have, and then they got to have the ability to lock in mentally and emotionally because they've already played in high charged moments. So I think it does them a disservice. I don't know. They gotta figure that out. They gotta figure that one out. Um, So right now, I feel like we're no longer asking the question about Angel Reese's play in basketball. I think we're now centering how great she can become because she's shown us so much over these last 3 games. Really all season long, she's shown us how evolved she can grow just in the framework of a calendar season. Now we want to see how she can take that game in the off season, what she can do to continue to elevate and evolve, and not just to shut the naysayers up and the haters up. Shout out to Mrs. Brenda A. Peace and freedom to you. Peace and freedom to you. That's 2 super chats. We need 8 more. I don't want to make it sound like a telethon, but you know what I mean. We would love to do a Sunday kickback, but yeah, not just to shut the naysayers down, but to look herself in the mirror and say, like, yeah, like I'm one of them. And I'm sure she already feels that way. Most players feel like most players don't eat the humble pie. Most players tend to lean towards the egotistical side. Like they really feel themselves. They really like, yeah, I'm like that. That's how you're supposed to use. That's the confidence you're supposed to play with, right? And sometimes like we are approaching that era where we need to see it though. Like it's one thing to believe it. Now you need to show me. Now you need to pull up and play like you are the woman that we think you are, that you're not of a round 1/5 draft pick. You need to play like you a number one because you are a number one. So how great can Angel Reese become? What does a great Angel Reese look like? That looks like confidence down low. That looks like give me the ball and I know what to do with it. That looks like don't bring nothing in this paint because I'm sending it. It's going the other way. It looks like give me the ball. I'm gonna lead my team to the promised land. So shout out to Angel. I think that her recent game, her recent play has just been outstanding, and I think that is she's proving a lot of people wrong. You saw the clips of Jess and a walk pissing Paige off yesterday. No, let me see if I can maybe get it up on threads or something. Um, Not that. Jessica Shepherd a walk. Y'all know I don't even be on social media for real. So a lot of things I be missing. Uh, I'm on threads. They showing me all type of stuff, people's kids and all that. See, I don't be on stuff like this. I don't want to see nobody's kids. I did see Olivia Miles and Jessica Shepard having a little back and forth, and then I saw Paige and Caitlyn having a little back and forth. I thought that was interesting. That's the type of energy I like to see in basketball, though. I like for women to understand that, hey, I ain't scared of you. You ain't got to be scared of me, but I'm here for that work. And I look at, I ain't backing down, right? I like it from both sides, though. Like I don't like it for it to be feeling like it's a bully. Nah, like you talk yours, I'm gonna talk mine, and I'm gonna do what I need to do so I can talk. You know, you're just gonna cook me. I need to show up and meet the energy, meet the your impact with impact, force meet force. So no, I ain't see the clip, man. I missed out on that. Um yeah, so the question is again, has Angel changed your mind? If you still ain't sold, what else does she need to do? I mean, everybody is not sold. There are people in this chat right now that say, you know what? Nah, I need to see more. What does that more look like? I told you what a bad game from her looks like, right? So I think now an average game is like 15, you know what I'm saying, and 12. That's an average game from Angel. 5 assists, 4 to 5 assists. That's average, right? Even though assists might be up a little bit, usually when she don't shoot her best, she is passing, getting the ball moving. No, I always thought Angel was good. She has too much impact. I mean, that's honest right there, for sure. That's honest right there. I mean, a lot of people, look at her one way, only coming from the offensive side and her, her disappointments that way. But when you really look at her game 360, 360, and you pay attention look at the growth, look at the maturation, look at the leadership. I mean, what else can we ask for? She's growing at an exponential rate for her position, for her exposure. She is highly used. So, she needs to be given more grace. And this is the time where we just sit down and say, flowers extended. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Not a lot of players can eat the the commentary, the commotion. It's always negativity surrounding her name. Even when positive things are happening, people find a way to just shade it, right? Just shade it. And we want to take a time out and wave our white sage and cleanse the basketball universe and let the people know that Angel is here to stay. She's a vet on the way. She's a GOAT on the way as well. She's first team all WNBA. She definitely should be first team defense, and she's in the argument for DPOY. So I mean, what more? What more can the people say, and what more can the people want? Most people won't say she's a superstar because she doesn't score a lot consistently, and the way it looks. But we've seen superstars like this. We've seen superstars like this though, that are all around players, and their impact is felt everywhere. And they just so happen don't score 20 points a night. Look, look at Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray don't score a lot of points every night. She averages 12 points a game. I could pull up her whole stats. Hold on, let me go. But her impact is all around the game. And yes, she has more impact offensively than defensively, but one would say the same about Angel Reese. More impact defensively than she does offensively. However, needed on both sides of the court 100% of the time. We need you. Let me go to Chelsea Gray real quick, just so you can see that you could be a superstar. You can be a finals MVP, and you really are known for doing one thing well, and that's passing. Now, yes, we see the last second threes and a forced overtime and the game winners, but you're known for one thing, and that's passing. These stats aren't like, oh, 12 and 7, 3 rebounds, little over one steal a game. These stats aren't, oh. But when you watch her play, you're like, wow, incredible. Incredible. Point God. You got to do the same thing for Angel. And the Me Bounce has done some crazy PR damage. Exactly. Yeah, Chelsea was in the era before this new era. She was, and she was dominant in both, right? She got rings in both. So yeah, you're right. Angel is a mega star. Angel is definitely up there, man. She is prolific, especially when you look at her impact when it comes to like brand itself. Brand itself. Outside of basketball, she can't go. Everybody knows her face now. Everybody knows Angel Reese. Now all she got to do is tap in basketball. Just continue to tweak a little bit. Man, it's over. It's over with. It's over with. Huge, huge brand, international. Like joking on Angel has become something even casuals do. Like people with no ill will towards Angel and they don't watch the W, but that joke has done numbers. Exactly. And that's the unfortunate thing. But look, she trademarked it at least. That's smart. It'd be cool to see that 94 Dream Team play against a modern day team just to see how it would play out. That would be dope though. That would be dope. Yeah, Angel's brand is huge. That's true. So Angel just cut different, but when you look at the stats and things like that, like we got to look at it, look at her impact as beyond stats, beyond the lens, way beyond the numbers. That's why I don't lean into the numbers unless the eye test proves me right and the numbers support the eye test. So Angel's play, when you look at the film, oh yeah, you see the impact. You see how she's impacting the defensive end, the offensive end. You see how she's getting the ball moving, setting the right screen, rolling hard, boxing out. You see how she's defending her behind off, switching hard, covering the bigs, covering the little, getting in position for the defensive rebound, for help defense. You see her all over the place. You see the impact, you feel it, and then you see it on the stat line. You like, oh, it was really like that. It was. Hello. She should have been in Dallas. Who? Angel. I thought that that's what the move was gonna be because I thought her and Paige hit it off so much in like All Star and all that. Her and Paige be so cool with the little TikToks. And I'm like, oh yeah, Angel going to Dallas for sure. She go to Dallas. Good night. So Atlanta was surprising to me, but I'm okay with it. I love it actually. Angel is the reverse of Kobe shot. People yell Kobe when they made a shot. Now people yell Angel when they um blow a layup. That's crazy though. I mean, it's sad that a lot of people know her for what she does not what she doesn't do well, but that's so unfair. Usually we know you about what you do well, and then you're like Kyrie don't play defense either. Don't nobody talk about that. We just talk about he's the best scorer ever, best ball handler ever, the best offensive threat ever. Right? So you like people can not be well in or be great in other categories, but they're still known for their greatness and Angel ain't got the same respect. So it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta, you this your role. This Angel's role. She gotta walk this road and do what she need to do so she can get to the other side and be victorious. But and it might look a little different. It might look like people are hating on you for things that they allow in other people. And so what you gonna do? How you gonna live with that? Shout out to y'all. The votes right now, the poll, we got 21 votes in. So shout out to everybody in y'all's participation. Um 21 votes, 57% said yeah, Angel has done enough to change her mind. 38% said nah, still has work to do. And shout out to the 5% that just said, I'm just here for the chat. I'm just here for the chat. So shout out to y'all for participating in the poll. Look, man, I think a lot of us are on one side, but it's still a significant number that says she still has work to do. I respect that too. But as long as you can say, hey, she has work to do, but she been cooking, I'm with that. I'm with that because that's honest. That's honest. That's not like, just stirring the pot. That ain't stirring the pot. That's being honest, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Angel. Oh, we already did that. Angel don't need the WNBA. To a certain extent, no, because she has a diversified portfolio. So technically, no, but she's always going to be known as a basketball player, right? That's how we were introduced to her. If she turned out to be a bust in basketball, it would ruin every other brand she has. She wouldn't have been on a Victoria's Secret, walking the drink the angels. She wouldn't have had a Barbie doll. She wouldn't have a tennis shoe. So all these things matter and they exist because she's excelled in playing basketball. So that has to be her number one focus as far as being great at. Other things she can be good at, but she has to be great at basketball if she wants to be good in other areas. Now, post basketball career, like shout out to NECA, happy retirement when the season is over. Post WNBA basketball career, that means that now she gives herself time, space, energy to be great in something else. But it's hard to be great here and great there. You gotta pick one. 12, how many people are willing to give Angel her flowers but still criticize Caitlin Clark? I mean, and you got to give them both their flowers. It's crazy how many people are willing to give Angel her flowers but still want to talk mess on Caitlin. I see you love Caitlin. Angel in Dallas would be interesting. It would be. It will be. And we talked about Caitlin earlier, right? We talked about her impact right now on the team and what she's done well and just how everything seems to be coming together, at least at certain instances with Indiana. I mean, they've had some ups and downs, but they have clinched the playoffs. They are the fifth seed right now. So now they playing for standings. But they have clinched. So shout out to them. They're sitting at 25-14. And they're averaging 96, 97 points a game. What more can you ask for? I mean, come on. Yeah, so shout out to y'all. Listen, y'all, if y'all enjoying the conversation, man, and want to help us keep building this community, membership start at as low as $1.99. Again, y'all already know how I'm feeling, man. I appreciate each and everybody who support this channel, who support her core, her rules, whether you're a member, a subscriber, you just tapping in, you just want to be here in the chat. That's cool. I appreciate you. So if you consider becoming a member, man, go ahead and consider for as low as $1.99. Again, I appreciate y'all. Listen, this is the time in the episode. This is open court. This is the time for you to speak your mind. Whether we talking about Angel, or we talking about Caitlin, where we talking about Asia, Paige, whoever y'all want to talk about, whatever team, put it in the chat. This is open court. Y'all know how it is when it's open court. When you got the runs, right? Y'all know the runs at the Y, the runs at the LA Fitness or whatever. You get your 5, you walk out there and you made the best team win. Right? So this is your time to speak your mind, drop your hot takes in the chat, and let's talk about it. Angel just wants to play basketball, no negativity. Exactly. To be honest, I think most of them want that. Now how do you handle negativity is going to dictate your intentions. If you stir the pot of negativity, that lets me know that you are messy, okay? You a messy Mary. That lets me know that. But if you see the negativity over there and you try to deflect and redirect, that let me know what type of time you on, and you here for the basketball, for the love of the money, for the love of basketball. CC fans make YouTube channels and Twitter pages that only show Angels missed shots. That section is mostly responsible for the false and malicious discourse around Angels game. Shout out to passing through. And that's kind of what I've noticed too. It's like her super fans that, hate Angel. And it's like, if you a super fan of Caitlyn, you should just be talking about, how much you love your person. Right, I'm a super fan of the Aces and of Asia, and I don't have to be a super fan of these teams. I don't have to hate other teams and other players to be a super fan of mine. Right, it is what it is. I can sit in the league and talk non-biasedly about these other teams and the potential success that they may have this season in the playoffs, and how they may even beat my team without me without me hating them. It is what it is. The Aces ain't the best thing smoking this year. They may not do it, and that's okay. That's okay. We can't win it all. And we not gonna win every year. Right? And that's okay. Just like it's okay for me to say Angel Reese is in a DPOY conversation. And if I had a vote, that's who I'll be voting for. That's okay. Asia can't get it every year, and that's cool. I know she won it every year. She strives to get it every year. She plays to earn it every year, but she can't get it every year, nor can she get MVP every year. And that's why it's okay to talk about how Olivia Miles can potentially get MVP this year. That's okay. And so we into the era of WNBA where we need to just be able to say what it is. And nobody got to fight about that and argue about that. You know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, we find understanding. Understanding. You know what I'm saying? Happy Monday. Welcome to the reunion. Shout out to y'all. This Her Core Her Rules, man. Hope y'all kicking and chilling with me. Wings clinched the playoffs with a win over Portland tomorrow, which will also be a record for most wins in a season. I mean, the Wings have, had true enough their ups and downs, right? But let's be honest, they were awful last year. And here we are. They have one more win away from clinching the playoff berth and potentially being one of the most dangerous teams in the playoffs. Because it's the big question mark. A lot of question marks. Washington, Dallas, Indiana, Atlanta. A lot of question marks in the playoffs. Golden State. You don't know who gonna do what. It's time. It's time to pull up to the table and really say, look, ain't no team safe, y'all. Anybody can get got. This year, anybody can get got. And basically just didn't pass the ball to Paige when she was wide open, and walked through the ball away instead of hitting Paige. Just was starting to break instead of giving it to Paige, who was hot. Ooh, I know that didn't land well. If Angel didn't have the rod in the leg and pin foot, she would be an excellent ball player. Shout out to Cheryl. I mean, y'all just kind of put me on to that not too long ago about that information about her foot and leg and all that. Um, I think she's an excellent player now. I just think that she got to get with the right coaching and training staff off season, and it's just a certain level of confidence that she needs to attain. And I think once she has that, because I think she has the mechanics, I think she just is missing the confidence to pull it all together. Um, and that just comes with one-on-one training, one-on-one just repetition, repetition, repetition. She got to give herself an opportunity to do that. I hope this season she don't play in the unrivaled, but again, I ain't gonna stop nobody from their money. Go get your money. That's 200. That's like 200 G's, something like that. Oh yeah, so I get that. But also, hopefully with the increase in pay this year, maybe, you'll give yourself an opportunity to let your body heal and rest, and then go back to work and get better. Again, it's no mystery as to why Asia looks so incredibly, you know, the measurement of greatness is different with her, because Asia understands the level of work she needs to put in her body and to build her game and improve her weaknesses and build on her strengths each and every season. She has a regimen now every off season. And so now it's just about how great can she get, because greatness has already been attained. Angel got to get back. She got to get in that framework, in that mindset. If she ain't already there, but I'm just saying, if she isn't already there, she got to get there. If she is already there, she need to go up another level. Angel attached herself to Caitlyn from college all the way to Chicago. It wasn't the other way around. Shout out to Romeo Murdoch. Peace and freedom to you. Um, I mean, that's what rivalry games do. You have the best guard in the league at the time, or in college at the time, best point guard, and Caitlyn, at least to most people's standards, right? And you had a out of conference rivalry that ensued. And so your best meets my best end up, being victorious, and then, returning a favor. It just makes sense that it's all a part of sportsmanship. That's what you want to see. That being said, once we got to the WNBA, that advantage, the tables turned, and Caitlyn took that advantage because she had the better team. Absolutely. That being said, we fast forward to now. Caitlin's on a different team, same team, different look though, different level of confidence, different synergy, different rapport. Now you compare that to Angel on a different team with everything different. Now they actually have an opportunity to like really have this WNBA rivalry, because now I think it's more balanced. I think they're both on good solid teams now. They're obviously 4 and 5 in the playoffs. And then oh no, they're not 4 and 5, because what is 4 and 5 in the playoffs or the standings. And they are both playing great basketball right now. So right now, if you want the rivalry, right now is when the rivalry get cooking. Hopefully this first round playoffs, this is what we see. Indiana versus Atlanta. That's what we want to see. That's what the people want to see. Not only do we want to see a rematch, we want to see what it looks like with Angel in Atlanta and Caitlyn in the playoffs. We want to see it. Don't tempt me with a good time, because I'm gonna tell you something. March Madness back in the day was incredible. So yeah. Leonard, you talking about who you hoping is out in the playoffs first round? I hope you ain't talking about Angel, because that's gonna be real disappointing to me. Paige was visibly showing her frustrations with them too. In a halftime interview, she was mad too. So I think Paige getting closer to taking the reins herself, because the IQ around hers low. I mean, I'm trying to tell you. And the thing about it, when you come from a Geno system, when you come from who I'm talking about, Dawn Staley, right? When you come from a terror system, when you come from certain systems with certain like genius mindset coaches, it stick with you. You certain things that you expect others to know and they don't know, because they weren't bred in this environment. So Paige will continue to have those frustrations, until she gets more people from systems on her team that just understands a level of basketball that some people just don't have. The obvious is not quite as clear to them. I got Asia for MVP with Liv second. I mean, Asia to me has done enough to be MVP, but I see why Liv can be like a close second. You know. I think Paige is the best guard in the league, especially with the offense not being ran through her so much and her stats still being like that. Her usage rate is lower than CC's, Asia's, Kelsey Mitchell's, and Olivia. Well, I know you think Paige the best guard in the league. Um, I mean, I don't. This is the year that I don't know if I can say that there is a best. I really don't know that I can say if there's a best this year. It's so many great options. Like, how do you just choose one? Maybe the selfish part of me, I want them all. I'm a kid in a candy store. I'm not choosing. But I do think the WNBA should implement a best of the position award, not just the MVP or scoring, who led the league in scoring or whatever, not just those metrics, but let's talk about like when we talk about point guard, shooting guard, you know, small forward, like when we talk about the positions, I want to know who the people vote on to being the best in that position. And you should get some type of award for that. Because there's a whole lot of power forwards, you know what I mean, that maybe not get the look or not get the right. But so we gotta see. I wish they did something like that. I can't believe Angel Reese still has a contract worst percentage in the league under the basket. See here come Mr. Green. Mr. Green in here yapping. Angel needs an elite roster around her in order to be successful, whereas CC took an irrelevant Fever franchise and made it a championship caliber team. Well, that's bogus because they've only been a championship caliber team this year. And this roster has 2 number 1 picks on it, not naming Caitlin Clark. So there's that. They both went to bum teams. You talking about Caitlin and Angel? Yeah, like Indiana weren't good when Caitlin got drafted there, but they still had the pivotal pieces that's on this team now. They still had them. Angel had a new coach. Caitlin did too though, but Angel had a new coach and knew everything every year, practically. Paige has to finally take over if they want to playoff run. Yeah, Paige got to turn up. She can't be passive, and she can't defer. Right? I don't want her to force it though, but she got to turn up. Paige hasn't even shot as good as her girlfriend, which is crazy. That's crazy you said that. Paige, Liv, and Caitlin are the fastest players to ever put up 700 points and 200 assists. Liv in 36 games, Caitlin in 37, and Paige in 38. Finna be crazy battles over the next 10 years. And that's what I'm talking about. Like I can't pick who the best guard is, because not only do you have these new guards that's dominating, you still got the Vestas out here. You still got the Kelsey Plums and the Chelsea Grays, right? And you got the in the middle vets and Alicia Gray, right? So you still got a lot of guards that's out here, and that's just the ones that's at the very top of the mine right now. But I can go on every team and really pull a vet guard out and be like, yeah, right? Can't she be in a discussion? Like Jackie, Kalia Copper, she been balling too this season, right? She just on a trash team. Bad coach or bad coach for this team now for the Phoenix, right? So it's some guards out here that's been cooking all season pretty much, and it's either unfortunate that they on bad teams or the youth movement in the WNBA got the WNBA on fire, and that's where the energy at, and that's what the attention and the seller and the draw is right now. It's the young, youthful, young folks, and so you know how has CC made the Fever championship caliber when they got further in the playoffs the year she didn't play is crazy. CC hasn't shot as good as AZ either. See what I'm saying? See, that's the thing. We could be fans and all that, but we can't be like don't gaslight your favorite player because that's your favorite player. Be a fan. Be a super fan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Defend them. Yeah. Hop in a chat that's being Angel Reese friendly and come in here and talk about Kaylin. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I guess that's what you do as a super fan. However, just be honest about it. That's all. Be honest about it. You can be I'm team Caitlin, and you can be honest about her impact and be honest about her play. That's what I'm talking about. Just be honest about it. So tonight, what we got on the board tonight? Tonight we got on the board, we got the Valkyries and the Lynx. I mean, are y'all excited about any of these games to end the season now that most everybody is clinched? I mean, we're still playing for a standing, so this game will matter. Maybe not much to either one of these teams, but win losses do matter, and momentum matters. So you got the Valkyries and the Lynx tonight. Let's see what the ESPN got. Minnesota winning, close game, probably single point victory. Anybody out? Are they benching anybody? We got same olds who been out. Courtney Williams, she's out. All right. So Courtney Williams is out. So, Lynx is pretty healthy this game. You got Atlanta Dream in the Sparks tonight. Yeah, trajectory that Atlanta been on, ESPN analytics got this being a blowout more than likely, or at least a convincing win. Anybody injured tonight? Let's see. Bree Jones out leg, Ray Burrell out illness. They got her game time decision, so more than likely Ray Burrell probably will play. Hold on. Lynx versus Valks, yeah, they play tonight. Yeah, that game don't matter to them, but for the team, we got to win all these games. We the favorite for it too, and Paige needs to take this time to heat up for the playoffs. Exactly. I think a lot of these teams with like superstars on it. I think that's the framework, that the mindset. Angel Reese can't even have a day of celebration without these weirdos changing the convo to Caitlin Clark. Angel fans don't engage in such behavior. Exactly. And when we talk about Caitlin Clark, especially while we're praising Angel, it's only to highlight the good things about Caitlyn that she's doing, right? It's not to highlight it, like the flopping or whatever the case. Like right now is the time, since we're giving out flowers. Let's just talk about somebody else who has the same amount of criticism, right? If not more, but the same amount of criticism in their game as far as what they need to do better. Well, let's highlight them briefly too. See, that's what real Angel Reese fans do. Because we Angel Reese fans are not synonymous with being Caitlin Clark haters. But usually Caitlin Clark fans are the inverse. You feel me? Valks and Lynx will be an entertaining game tonight, even though the standings won't matter. Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be a good game because they're both competitive teams. That's cap. Angel fans do the same thing, but every fan base do the same thing. Angel fans invented this behavior. Truth calling out their truth out her telling facts. Um and that's the thing. Fans usually aren't polar opposites in how we move. We kind of all move the same way. The only thing that differentiate my fandom from your fandom is the team or person that you're a fan of. But every fan base, to your credit, has a weird section, like this cult type of fan, and to a certain extent it's fine. Just only aggravating when you come out of nowhere, right? And I could see if I was dogging Caitlyn and then you came back and was like, that would make sense. I would have brought that on myself. But if nobody's even mentioning her, especially not in anything negative, it's just crazy. Stupid fans make sports. It's all in all levels of sports. The WNBA isn't special. Should WNBA increase game count or game time to be more in line with the NBA? I definitely think they should increase the games. So they're going to 50 games next year. I like that in small increments, going from 40 to 44 to now to 50. That's cool. I also think the biggest improvement they can make is making the first round 5 games, right? It should just be 5, 5, 7. If you make the first round 5 games, that gives us as fans more opportunities to see our favorite teams in the playoffs. For instance, it was such a dissatisfaction or disservice done to Indiana last year when they only could play 3 games. And that series, Indiana and Atlanta, was a great series, right? So, with Seattle and the Aces in the first round, 3 games only, and that was a great series. If that would have had 5 games, good luck, Aces, because they had started to click. Skylar and NECA and Erica Wheeler and Gabby, like, they got scary. So 5 games will make it more interesting. It will make it more competitive, and these ladies deserve that. So 50 games and then 5 games, first, second round, 7 games, third round or finals. That's cool. I wouldn't be mad at seeing like 58 games, even closer to 60. But I would want the WNBA schedule to start later in the year. I don't want to have to ask myself, am I watching this NBA finals game or this NBA Eastern Conference finals and watching my aces? Like, I'm not, that's an easy decision to me. I'm watching the NBA finals. I'm watching this NBA semis. I'm watching NBA playoffs over early season WNBA every day of the week. It's the NBA playoffs. That being said, even though the NBA rigged, so that's a whole nother discussion. However, if the WNBA could just start 2 weeks later and then make it, 2 weeks or 3 weeks longer, you know, I don't like this weird break because you got FIBA, so you got a break. Like, let's just look at the calendar before every season and dictate when do we need to start, because we have so many international players that play overseas that's not going to decommit to playing from their country to playing for this little WNBA team. So I think it's a lot of changes that can be made, a lot of opportunities for improvement. That's just really around scheduling. That hopefully they do that here soon. See, but now we're not being honest. Angel Reese fans 100% started the beef. I'm not sure how anyone without bias can't see it that way. I mean, I can't. I can't see it that way. And like I feel like Angel Reese fans never called it a beef. There is no beef between Angel and Caitlyn. They don't have a problem with one another. I think that's the underline that we need to. Angel and Caitlyn do not have a problem when they're not beefing. I think there have been others fan bases that have stirred the pot to create this hostility around a competitive rivalry. And that's where it should just stay, a competitive rivalry. That's what you want to see with two players that want to win. You want them to see like you not about to beat me. And I'm better than you. Even if we don't play the same position, I'm trying to smoke you every time. That's what you want to see in competition, especially when it's rivalry, right? They've always been in the same conference, so they're always going to see each other multiple times a year. And now this rivalry has, intensified because Atlanta and Indiana were beefing in the playoffs last year from a basketball perspective. So this makes it even more entertaining. So there is no beef per se, but there is a competitive, force that drives them. And that's exactly what basketball is. It's emotional. It's heightened. There's a lot on the line. And winners want to win. Angel has won. Caitlyn has not. But Caitlyn want to win on this level. And you can tell in every fiber of her being is like, I'm not gonna let my team lose this game. You can say the same thing for Angel. But I think the fan bases, we could say both fan bases. I don't care. Fan bases tend to stir the pot to make it more than just basketball. Y'all, it's just basketball. Hell, Paige and AZ don't like some of the Pazzi stands. That's why they hide their relationship so much now. Exactly. Like, it's hard to even be yourself in front of in this social media, era or bubble, because it's so easy for things to be misconstrued, for things to be taken a certain way. And you like, dog, all we was doing a little TikTok dance. Now we go together. Right? Not now me. You know what I mean? Just like little stuff can just turn to bigger stuff, and it's for what? There's plenty of fans, exactly like you're saying, to support, and you could be a fan. Guess what? Here's a hot take. How about you could be a fan of Caitlyn and Angel? You ever thought about that? Not y'all, but like people in general. Y'all ever thought about you could be a fan of them both for different reasons? That's a hot take. They don't need to increase game count until they figure out the NCAA quick turnaround. See, that's what I'm saying. They got to move that season back, and that's another reason, not just for the NBA, but for people are getting drafted, and then 3 weeks later they in preseason or training camp. Like what is happening? Women ain't even graduated college yet. WNBA season got to start like June, mid June, late June, I think. Even like everybody had heart palpitations around this season because the CBA wasn't signed, and we like, okay, free agency, when is that gonna start? We all waiting. March Madness then came and went. We like, what's going on? So True Teller said he want to stay at 50 games a year. I'm okay with that. 50 games a year and 5 games first round. I'm okay with that. It don't have to be over 50 for me. I think 50 is comfortable. I just think push the season back. Push the season back. And stretch these games out. We shouldn't have 8 games on Tuesday. What is this? Unrivaled? No, we want to stretch it out. We want like the NBA, a couple games every day. Now again, they have 82 games. But yeah, we can do it a little better when we have WNBA days, and we know every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, is games on, right? Or Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's gonna be games on. Couple games. I don't want to have to choose. It's 3 games. It's 4 games at 7 o'clock. I don't want to have to choose. Can these players get like private jets yet? They should have worked that out in the CBA. Private jets. What up, Ghost of Jeremiah? Shout out to you. Welcome back. Peace and freedom to you, brother. Um, I'm actually working on something right now. I'm working on some artwork right now, some Sirens artwork. I got some more artwork coming of Angel Reese that I'm working on, and Paige and Olivia Miles, Chelsea Gray. So I'm building my WNBA wall. So when I do a members only video and really give y'all a tour of all my favorite photos and things like that, so y'all can get to know me better, know my likes better. You feel me? It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I can't wait. He said, "Y'all brought up Kaylin because you brought up Kaylin. You brought up the rivalry." I mean, I've been bringing up Kaylin a little bit all episode, but not to talk about the other little stuff. No. Um Brianna Jackson, shout out to you, peace and freedom to you. How the hell is her saying she brought up people in the punch at CC? I don't know what that means. I knew that the WNBA was rigged. I know the NBA is rigged. Is the WNBA rigged too? Lord. I got Angel on my all W first team. She's got the numbers for it, I think. Again, if y'all didn't know, this is the open court section of the episode where y'all can just let it out, whatever you thinking. We can talk about it. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Ghost. I got Angel first team as well. It's a few more impactful games in the season, so that may can change, but I think she deserves that. I think she's earned that. You can't have the finals going on during the World Series. That's why they can't push the season back further. I mean, it's either the World Series or the NBA Finals. Which one? I mean, who? I guess I can Google and find this out. But how many people watch? How many people watched NBA Finals 2026? Okay, 20.5 million people. World Series 2025. 238 million people, averaging 34 million viewers per game. Okay, so I guess you have a point. They're going to attract more viewers in the World Series than they will in the WNBA. I mean, in the NBA by 14 million viewers. So that's significant. CC needs a championship to solidify her status. I think with her style of play, I think I would tend to agree with her style of play because she's so offensively weighted. Um, I think that her being a scorer and an assist leader and maybe a subpar defender and maybe a little loose with the basketball, I think her getting a championship is gonna everything else you got to say, zip it up. Got a championship, baby. But if she reduced her turnovers, for real, I think that's the biggest improvement she can make right now today. Reduce her turnovers. Second thing is just play with more effort defensively and reduce turnovers. I think that will solidify her status. For real, for real. A championship will like give her a star. You know what I'm saying? She get her Hollywood star if she get a championship. One of the Pasley stands threatened a journalist in Dallas or something. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't understand fans doing that. And then they throw in the things on the court. I don't understand why is everybody doing this? Yeah, I mean that you can't see me wave was an infamous moment, a legendary moment in basketball history too. I don't think that she knew that it was gonna be so blown up for real, for real. It's just like was it a part of the moment? You know what I mean? Um, it's just like when uh what's his name? When Trey Young, rolled the dice on New York's court, right? You one would say disrespectful, but one what somebody like me is like basketball. You don't like it, go to their court and make a fool of it. Go crazy, right? Oh, you can't because this was it for you. Well, I'm sorry, but I got to take this beef into the WNBA. And not a beef, but like that this competitive nature. I got to take this rivalry to the W because I didn't get my lick back in college. I ain't have enough time. So here we go. I'm sorry. So I'm going to try to make a fool of you every time I play. That's how I would do it. That's how I would do it. And I'm not mad at that. That's basketball. It's competition. Who extremely overrated? Angel, don't do that to me. I'm a fan of Olivia, Miss Miles, and the spectacle. All of them exactly. Magic Miles. They call who? Somebody said they named her the show. Who did that? Cheryl Swoops, maybe. I don't know, but I don't like that nickname. That seemed a little basic. The show. I like Magic. I like Magic because I mean it is what it is. But hey, shout out to Olivia Miles. She's phenomenal. The one who loses the fight can never let go. Angel won the game in the ring. She done moved on. Y'all got to get over it at some point. I mean, at some point. 50 games is good, and now 7 game first round, 7 games in the same day is crazy. Yeah, I can't do 7 games first round. I don't think that'll be a little too much for me. But 5 games is cool. 5 games second round, 7 games finals, 50 games regular season. I think that would be perfect WNBA duration. Oh, I see the sirens lid now. You see me? You see me? But again, I'm working on my WNBA side of the wall, which is over here. Yeah, this side. And then all this is my NBA side. So I'm trying to split it up. And when I do split it up, I'll probably be changing the camera angles a little bit more so you can see like the full get up. But, we'll see. We'll see. It's all in the works. 50 games max for me as well. Remember, rookies are just finishing the college season. Exactly. I like 50 games. Valks and Links about to tip off. Absolutely. Let me see what they doing real quick. They tip off at 8 o'clock on USA. So that's gonna be something to watch. Courtney Williams is out, lower leg into the 30th. So it's interesting. But Olivia Miles should have even more of a impact because she don't have another point guard that she can rely on for real. So she got to be efficient, stay on the court, don't get in foul trouble, just like that. I wasn't talking to with the CC stuff. Oh my bad. Yes, WNBA is fraud. That's sad. We don't have many untainted sporting arenas now. Everything has been turned into an opportunity to bet. So These betting markets can influence. I do have concerns about that. I absolutely do. I think the sporting world that we once knew just no longer exists because of the influence of betting. And everybody's not going to play with integrity to maybe not be bought, sold, and compromised. And that's something that we know about humanity. It is what it is. We just gonna ride this beautiful basketball wave as long as we can. You hear me? Was basically saying Angel big up herself is never a dig at CC. Exactly. Angel's celebration shouldn't have been taken as a dig to CC. It's just celebration. You know what I mean? That's what you do when you celebrate. When LeBron do throw up the dust and say Cleveland, this is for you. It wasn't a diss to Golden State. It's just baby, y'all need to sit down. We having our moment here. Okay, 50 years. 50 years needed this. We was down 3-1. Came back. You feel I see. See, I done got turned up all over again. 2016 was a great year for me. At least in my sporting world. Maybe not in regular life, but here we go. Since it's open court, you remember when fans started wearing fake afros in Detroit when Ben Wallace was around? What if that happens in Minnesota? Future controversy. You know what? I thought about that because I'm like, that would be such a dope um way to share your fandom for your favorite player coming to the arena with an afro. I understand the controversy a little bit, but like as a Cleveland fan, Anderson Varejao had a curly fro, and people used to pull up with the fros all the time. So I think that it's always a way that you can make something deeper than what it is, but um, sometimes it's just about fun, and I think that'll be cool. Like they should make that a thing. I would love to. I would pull up with an afro on top of my locks or the goggles on. Like that's what but I can see how somebody would be like if you're not melanated and you pull up with an afro. It's like, oh, are they trying to be, are they trying to appropriate culture or whatever? But that's being too deep. Girl, chill. Ain't nobody doing all that. I'm just a fan of Olivia Miles. You know what I mean? Like relax. 7 games for the finals will be great. Well, here we was introduced to that last year, but the Aces just swept them. So they only needed 4. They didn't even need 5, let alone 7. So hopefully we can get at least 5 games this year. You know what I mean? Make it interesting. Olivia and Paige are neck and neck for 4th and 5th best player in the league behind Asia, Fee, and Jackie. Yeah, in a regular year, Fee is Asia and Fee is 1 and 2 in a regular year. Um, third being Jackie, 4th Olivia or Paige, 5th. Angel and Kaylin, they might be in the conversation now. I ain't gonna hold you. They might be in the conversation. One is averaging 16, 13, or whatever the heck is Angel averaging for the season, but also her impact across. Now maybe she's not top 5, but I said earlier, the earlier episode, she's definitely 6 for sure. So yeah, I mean, I'm not mad with that. Top 5 is being all them. Um, yeah, it's guard heavy, but it is what it is. I mean, the most overrated manufactured player is Caitlyn, if anything. Oh gosh, Casey. Shout out to Casey. Peace and freedom to you. Um, CC has the most turnovers because she creates the most scoring plays in WNBA history. When you distribute the ball around more than anyone, you naturally turn it over the most. Um, now I've given her a lot of grace on her turnovers because of her willingness to create offense, but it's still hot. It's still a hot number. So, but I feel like she is being smarter, especially in recent games. There's been multiple games where she's had 2 turnovers and 9 assists, or 3 turnovers and 10 assists, right? So she's had some very efficient games where she's made an impact offensively from scoring and from passing while minimizing turning over the ball. So I think she's improved in her patience level and just understanding what she's seeing versus what she wants to see. Yeah, I got Paige and Liv over Jackie. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I might have Paige over Jackie, but see, the thing about it is, Paige is. I mean, Jackie is still up there because of her defense, and that's the edge that she has over both Paige and Olivia Miles. Is defensively, rebounding, all that. She has the edge over them. I think if they sold them at the game, it would be a hit. Exactly. It's like the foam finger. Just sell the little afros. At Virginia Tech games, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm representing VA 2 up, 2 down. At Virginia Tech games, it's a part of like the fandom to have the little burgundy or maroon afro with the pinstripe um overalls. Like people, a bunch of people be walking around there with afros. Like it's a part of the culture, you know. Shout out to Mrs. Brendan A. Thanks for another great show. I'm about to catch these games, girl. Me too. About to wrap up this episode here. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know where to meet us right here Friday at 6 p.m. right back here for another episode of Her Court, Her Rules, man. It's been another real one, trill one. Shout out to y'all again. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Also, if you haven't yet and been active in the chat, just go ahead and leave a comment. Appreciate everybody on the replay game who always leave comments and stay engaged that way, even if you don't make the live chat. Shout out to Mrs. Verdene. Shout out to Passing Through. These are some of my faithfuls. Mrs. D that always comments, leaves a comment. So I appreciate y'all engagement. All engagement on this channel is welcomed, is appreciated. Again, it helps tell the algorithm where the realest conversation about women's basketball thrives, and that's right here on Beyond the Lens TV, Her Court, Her Rules. At the conclusion of this episode, soon as this live stream in, make sure you go ahead and hype this video and send more traffic to this video. Again, your hype equals your impact. I appreciate all you all for pulling up tonight. Through 3 seasons, she scored more points than Asia and Diana Taurasi. Let's get to the last bit of these comments. Casey Cool said Jackie shows she can take over games better than Paige. More assists than anyone, says Cushy Push. Shout out to you. Peace and freedom again to you. People over, maybe over Jackie's career. She's done it longer. More 3 points made than anyone. We love dropping stats over here. I love that. More points created than anyone. More points per game than anyone. More triple doubles than anyone. Paige has taken over a lot of games this year too, while being the number one option on her team. No one else for the defense to key in on every night. Caitlin Clark machine around. Not only that, Jackie has shown she can take over against top teams, even when even when Asia having a bad night. Paige ain't done that. Shout out to Casey Cool. Nice hanging out with you. Shout out to you, Mr. Green, again. Peace and freedom. Casey Cool, peace and freedom. Paige ain't done that against top teams, though. I'm watching the games now. Yeah, so we got Minnesota and Golden State on right now. 8-4. Minnesota got the high. It's low scoring game so far, right? It's just a little under 5 minutes left, and it's only a game high is 8. So low scoring game so far tonight. And then you got Atlanta in LA tonight at 10 o'clock. So a couple more games tonight. So y'all make sure y'all tune into them. And then make sure y'all spin a block on me Friday at 6 p.m. We gonna do it all over again. And y'all know how we do it in the realest conversation about women's basketball right here, man. In the only place where hoops meet higher perspective. Again, appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all free your lens, free your mind, free your spirit. And don't forget peace and freedom. See y'all on the flip.